happen. And, it's going to be something spectacular. It's going to be something really big,
Yeah.
And honestly, it might be one of the biggest. It's going to be big. It's going to be real big. It's going to be very interesting.
His ass.
He just got knocked out, right?
Yeah. He doesn't have a chin, and he has no skill. And
Jake Paul's most valuable promotions have confirmed that Rolley Romero has been chosen as the new opponent to face Jake Paul next month after the fight with Gervonta Davis was cancelled.
Yesterday night here on the East Coast, around, 9:30, 10 or so, Most Valuable Promotions, the promotion co-founded by Jake Paul and Nikisa Badarian, posted this on social media.
This was announced in a statement by MVP on their social media platforms a few days after Rolley Romero touted himself for the fight. The statement on social media read, Most Valuable Promotions announced that Rolley Romero has been confirmed as the new opponent for Jake Paul in the December fight. Further details regarding the fight will be communicated soon. The sanctioning bodies will be contacted and the rules will be announced. Stay tuned for a press conference soon. Reports claim that Jake Paul didn't reach out to Rolley Romero directly. However, the boxer made videos to show his availability for the fight.
But who cares? I don't care. Rolley vs. Jake Paul 2025, bro. I knocked out another YouTuber. I knocked out. Bro.
Interestingly, Jake Paul and his team considered him a suitable replacement for Gervonta Davis, considering he is also a world champion and has the stardom to draw fans for the fight. Coming off a unanimous decision win over Ryan Garcia at Times Square, New York to claim the WBA regular title, Romero was elevated to full champion after Gervonta departed the division. Now reigning as a champion of the division, Rolley has been linked with big names for his next fight. Now Romero has turned his attention to Paul, calling him out on social media. Speaking on his Instagram story, the champion said, Rolley is going to come after Jake Paul. In 1 week of training, I will stop him and I will end all of these YouTubers' hype.
Knocked out cold by me, bro. Yeah. Jake Paul gets knocked out cold.
The reigning WBA 147 pounds titleist has no reservations about moving well up in weight to face Jake Paul on short notice. Romero offered to salvage the now-cancelled November 14th Netflix event originally reserved for Paul to face Gervonta Tank Davis. As reported by Boxing Scene and other outlets, Paul's Most Valuable Promotions pulled the plug on the show due to mounting legal troubles surrounding Davis. A lawsuit filed in Miami-Dade civil court by a Florida woman accused Davis of battery, kidnapping, and 3 other counts of domestic violence. A police report was also filed, though the troubled boxer had not been charged with a crime surrounding this alleged incident as this goes to publication. Given the development, Romero, 17-2, offered to move up 40+ pounds to save the day. The GOAT at welterweight? I'm about to be the GOAT at cruiserweight, Romero told his followers during an Instagram live with his followers on Monday. Me and Jake Paul, we're fighting in 2 weeks. I think Jake Paul's scared of me. I'm going to cruiserweight. Rolley's big now anyways. Jake Paul gets knocked out cold by me. Despite Romero's generous offering, the event is almost certainly destined for December.
Important announcement. I want to let everybody know I'm going to slap Jake Paul across his face because, first and foremost, man, I'm tired of this YouTube boxing stuff, man. I really am. I am more tired of this YouTube boxing stuff than everyone else, man.
That said, MVP has yet to provide a definitive date or even a replacement opponent to face Paul 12-1. Additionally, Romero's name was mentioned as one of several options that include pound-for-pound king Terence Crawford, Ryan Garcia, Francis Ngannou, and even Logan Paul, Jake's older brother. However, Chris Mannix reported that Crawford is instead focused on a March return. Garcia was ruled out by promoter Golden Boy Promotions due to the company's exclusive contract with DAZN. Ngannou, the former UFC heavyweight champion, claimed to have been insulted by the offer and the manner in which he was asked to step in on short notice. A brother versus brother exhibition match, while perhaps the best-selling option, is all but a non-starter. Crazily enough, that leaves Romero in a favorable place if he's serious about taking the fight. For the moment, Romero needs to resolve a WBA ruling which called for him to enter talks for an overdue mandatory title defense against Uzbekistan's Shakram Jayasov. The two sides have until November 13th to reach a deal and avoid a purse bid. Romero inherited the mandatory after a May 2nd win over Ryan Garcia to claim a secondary version of the WBA 147-pounds title. Despite the threat of a due clash with Jayasov, Romero was hopeful of a rematch with Garcia given a clause in their fight contract. Ryan Garcia wasted 6 months of my life, insisted Romero. I'm really heated about that. I'm more heated about that than anything, man. You guys have no idea how heated I am about that. We had a rematch clause and everything. He acted like he wanted to fight me and went and got all scared and stuff and didn't want to fight me.
No, and then they want to go waste their time with Ryan, right, bro? Ryan Garcia done wasted 6 months of my life, bro, because we're over here trying to figure out the a rematch because me and him obviously had a rematch clause, and then he don't want to fight me, and he wants to go run off and go fight Barrios and waste my.
Between Garcia, Pacquiao, and now Paul, it appears that the Las Vegas native has explored every avenue but the unresolved present-day business. That hasn't prevented him from shifting his focus to Paul and, as he sees it, putting an end to social media influencers infiltrating this sport. I want everybody to know that I'm going to slap Jake Paul across his face, Romero promised. First and foremost, I'm tired of this YouTube boxing stuff. I really am. I'm more tired of this YouTube boxing stuff than everyone else. I will slap Jake Paul across his face.
The GOAT at welterweight, bro. I'm about to be the GOAT at cruiserweight. Me and Jake fight in 2 weeks. No, and then they want to go waste their time with Ryan, right, bro? Ryan Garcia done wasted 6 months of my life, bro, because we're over here trying to figure out the a rematch because me and him obviously had a rematch clause, and then he don't want to fight.
Ironically, Davis is now in the same position as Romero was for his own originally scheduled fight with the unbeaten southpaw. The two were originally due to meet in December 2021, only for Romero to be pulled from the Showtime pay-per-view event when Romero was accused of assaulting a Las Vegas woman and former acquaintance in 2019. Authorities investigated the matter before concluding that the case lacked merit. The investigation, however, lasted just long enough for Romero to lose out on the date as he was replaced by Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Davis defeated Cruz via 12-round decision.
Rematch clause and everything, but he over there acting like he want to fight me and then want to go get all scared and stuff and not want to fight me. Ryan ain't gonna win. He don't want to fight me. He don't want anything to do with me.
Romero would receive his shot at Davis in May 2022 but was knocked out in the 6th round of their WBA 135-pounds title fight in Brooklyn, New York. Romero rebounded from his defeat to Davis with a controversial stoppage victory over Ismael Barroso in May 2023. The win netted Romero the WBA 140-pounds title, though he lost the belt to Cruz in a lopsided stoppage defeat last March 30th in Las Vegas. 2 wins have followed, including the aforementioned victory over Ryan Garcia, after which he was upgraded to full WBA 147-pounds titleist. Most Valuable Promotions released a statement addressing the latest lawsuit against Gervonta Tank Davis.
The way that he wrote this is just so crazy. He said Gervonta Davis is an actual walking human piece of garbage. Working with him is an absolute nightmare. The unprofessionalism, the bizarre requests, the showing up hours late to shoots, the numerous arrests and related accusations and lawsuits. If you support this man, you support the most vile sin a man can commit. I didn't want to give this.
Addressing the issue in a statement emailed to the press, MVP said it has already started an investigation and will take further steps once the matter has been reviewed. Most Valuable Promotions immediately initiated an investigation upon learning of the civil lawsuit filed against Gervonta Davis in Miami-Dade County on October 30, 2025. At this time, we are gathering information and reviewing the details to ensure any decision we make is thoroughly vetted. We unequivocally condemn any form of violence and are committed to handling this matter with diligence and respect for all involved. We will make a determination on next steps once we have completed our review and consulted with the appropriate parties. Until then, we will not be commenting further.
Tank Davis did something awful again, and no, it wasn't scheduling another fight with Jake Paul. He beat a woman again, and once again, I'm not talking about Jake Paul. If you know Tank Davis, you know he has a lot of run-ins with the law. This is actually a civil suit over a certain criminal case that was dropped earlier.
Battery, domestic violence. Put your hands behind your back. You got handcuffs?
The lawsuit, which was filed on October 30th by his former girlfriend, Courtney Rosal, accuses him of battery, aggravated battery, false imprisonment, kidnapping, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Per the lawsuit, Rosal worked as a VIP cocktail waitress at a gentleman's club called Tootsie's. On October 27th, Davis allegedly stormed into the club and attacked Rosal at 4:15 a.m. She accuses Davis of choking, grabbing, and dragging her through the kitchen, stairwell, and back exit, and beating her in the parking garage. Rosal claims that she had been privately dating Davis for 5 months but accused Tank of choking and beating her on multiple occasions, including threatening to kill her on 2 different instances.
Movies and dressing up while watching Scary Bull Race. And lo and behold, breaking news.
Gervonta Davis, jump into it, kind of, I wouldn't say it's a big shock to a lot of us, but, there's this mindset, the fight with the mind's not signed yet. Apparently he's going to fight Jake Paul,
On September 2nd, Davis allegedly threatened to kill her for not answering his calls and texts. Then on September 23rd, Davis once again threatened her, texting, "I'll kill you," and accusing Rosal of infidelity before physically assaulting her publicly in a restaurant called Playa Miami that same day. The lawsuit also claims that Davis texted Rosal an hour after the incident on October 27th, writing, "I'm on my way. Yo ya house." Rosal believes he was heading to her home to abuse her again. Rosal claims to be suffering from severe PTSD due to the abuse and is in constant fear for her life. The lawsuit also states that she has sought medical treatment and therapy following the abuse and is in need of assistance with daily living.
One is innocent until proven guilty. This looks really bad for him. While all the details aren't out, we know the details from the original case, which was basically a shut case with a lot of evidence that he did it. That, along with his prior incidents, innocent until proven guilty, but yeah.
According to ESPN, neither Most Valuable Promotions nor Davis's camp responded to inquiries regarding the state of the fight. It's radio silence from all parties and deja vu for Tank fans again as the boxing community awaits to see how Davis's latest legal troubles play out.
From my understanding, it's a civil suit. It probably could turn into worse. A woman who is a waitress at a club. So, I don't know all the details. You guys can check the details, but Jake Paul.
According to a report from Sports Illustrated's Chris Mannix, Jake Paul's team is now actively preparing to find a replacement opponent for the November 14th card. Mannix posted on X announcing the development. Legal issues with Davis have become a regular occurrence, and this starkly contradicts what the World Boxing Association lightweight champion said about his mental health just a few days ago. The case could mean serious consequences for Davis both in and out of the ring in the coming days and could certainly put the Paul vs. Tank event in genuine trouble.
Do something like 6 times, people are going to believe you did it the 7th. So why is this coming up again? Well, now we talk about Jake Paul. There were a lot of theories that the reason the original charges got dropped, despite it being pretty clear that he was going to get convicted, was he convinced her to stop pressing charges so that he can actually schedule this Jake Paul.
Domestic violence and battery charges against his baby mother, who's the mother of 2 of his children, Vanessa Paso, I believe her name is. Now, I want to do this in a certain order because I think since people kind of stop watching videos midway through, I'm gonna put some of the most important points I want to make.
Tank Davis, you know, he got arrested. I mean, any thoughts on that one?
You did, huh? Again?
Yeah, again.
You know, I mean, hey, look, I actually like Tank Davis. He's a good, you know, he's a good kid. He's a good fighter, a great fighter, actually. He's one of my favorites. Yeah, just get your... That's it, you know, basically.
Just 20 days home detention by serving at a four-season hotel and a $3.4 million penthouse rather than trainer Calvin Ford house as the judge agreed. This is the reason why Tank is not being jailed. Gervonta Davis' lawyer argued that the house was too small for security staff.
These are fighters whom Paul's team has reportedly reached out to for a potential fight. Although Ngannou has described the offer as disrespectful, neither Ward nor Crawford has commented on their participation or feelings toward a fight with Paul. Some fighters are eager to take on the internet star, one of which being WBA World Welterweight Champion Rolly Romero.
What can you tell us? Is there any possibility that Francis Ngannou will step in for Gervonta Davis and fight Jake Paul?
No, there's no such of thing happening. Basically, like how can they go from like Gervonta Davis to Francis Ngannou? Like, I mean, Gervonta Davis is a fantastic.
Romero was not the only notable boxer to call for Paul after news emerged of the cancelled fight with Davis. Edgar Berlanga, the former Canelo Alvarez opponent, also called for a bout with Paul. Posting to X, Berlanga said, "Hey Jake, pick up the phone, Jake. I've been calling you. Let's make the fight happen." Paul was even called out by former UFC heavyweight champion Junior Dos Santos. The 41-year-old said on his Instagram,
"Knockout artist, but come on, like the weight different and everything, it make no sense. You know, the Gervonta Davis, you count, you say, okay, the size different can level up. But at this point, for me to, it make no sense."
Did they reach out though? We see a bunch of names that are.
"I'm here to challenge Jake Paul for that boxing fight. People say, Junior, you're known as the boxing guy in the MMA world. Why don't you challenge these guys?" When I saw Tank Davis pull out of the fight, I thought, that's the chance for me. It is currently unclear whether or not Paul will face any of these three fighters, but an announcement regarding his next foe is expected in the coming weeks. While Davis will have no part with Paul, MVP now chases a replacement opponent for a show they hope to still put on in December, 1 month after Netflix was due to air the original event.
I didn't like, and I just want to read some of the stuff that Jake put up here, because I see now, like, while I'm on here, I can move around and I can do stuff. So I'm about to go to Jake made some tweets. I just want to read what they say and give y'all my take on it.
But there is just one opponent. Big name fighters keep knocking him back, saying they don't want any part of these exhibition shenanigans. The former UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou was one of the first big names to not only reject Jake's advances but say that to even entertain putting on a show with him is tantamount to disrespect. How can they go from Gervonta Davis to Francis Ngannou? It makes no sense, he told TMZ Sports. I was so confused.
Gervonta Davis to Francis Ngannou, come on, like the weight different and everything, it make no sense.
He beat his
girl? It make no sense. Nikisa reached out the other day and tell me how they need a replacement for Gervonta. Then I say, okay, what can I do for you? He said, yeah, we're looking for a replacement, but I still haven't get it. I was like, okay, then what exactly can I do for you? Like, we think about you, perfect Jake. I'm like.
But Ngannou's rejection was not the only one, as Paul's humiliation tour continues. According to Sports Illustrated reporter Chris Mannix, he said on X, Terence Crawford is not in the mix to face Jake Paul. Crawford is targeting his own event in March. Manny Pacquiao, I'm told, who recently returned to the Philippines, is focused on closing a 147 pounds title showdown with Rolley Romero. Jake Paul vs Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. It is a remarkable turnaround from previous days when fighters were practically falling over themselves to call Paul out and hope that the cruiserweight picks them. Now boxers Paul is reaching out to are focused on one thing, actual boxing.
potential opponents. Did Jake's team reach out to you and at least express to see if you were interested?
Yes, Nikisa reached out the other day and tell me how they need a replacement for Gervonta, and after I listened, I wasn't getting it. Then I say, okay, what can I do for you? What exactly?
It is perhaps indicative of how, in 13 fights, Paul is yet to pick on someone his own size and his own age in the appropriate sport. He spent years trolling MMA fighters, turned his attention to journeyman boxers, and then took on Mike Perry and Mike Tyson in back-to-back bouts. Earlier this year, he outpointed Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. over 10 rounds. If Paul wants to reinvigorate his campaign in the sport and win back fans who appeared to alienate the box office for the Davis exhibition, then he may need to do what he has yet to do in boxing, fight an actual ranked and active fighter in the light heavyweight or cruiserweight division and see what happens. For now, it's Rolley Romero up for it. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality content like this. Until next time, peace out.